So, are we ready? Let's try some spelling. So listen and write. Okay. Number 1. INSIGNIA.
Insignia?
Insignia. So, INSIGNIA. Insignia. A badge, a sign. Okay, number 2. THEORY. 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 A theory. The theory of relativity. Number 3. PRO. POR. TION.
Proportion.
Proportion. Proportion. PRO. PORTION. Proportion. Proportion. Yeah? Number 4. MISC ELL ANEOUS.
Miscellaneous.
Again?
Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. MISC ALL. ELL. Thank you. ELL ANEOUS. Miscellaneous. Various. 5. TEX. TURE. TEX. TURE. Good. Texture. 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 It's smooth, it's hard, it's rough. Okay, number 6. EQU. EST. RIAN. EQU. EST. RIAN.
Question.
Yeah, equestrian. EQU. EST. RIAN. Equestrian. Horses. So. TED. IOUS. Tedious. 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 Boring. Yeah? English class. Tedious. Number 8. FOUND. ATION.
Fontaine.
Yeah?
Fontaine. Foundation.
Foundation. FOUNDATION. Foundation. Number 9. EMP. LOYEE. Employee. EMPLOYEE. The worker. Yeah? Number 10. Yeah, BEHIND. BEHIND.
Behind.
Yeah, behind, good. BEHIND, behind. Number 11, behind. In front, behind. Okay, number 11. ATLAS.
Atlas.
Atlas, yes. A-T-L-A-S. Atlas, a book of maps. Yeah?
The mountain.
Yeah, okay. Or the man.
The man?
The god. No, demigod. Number 12. Okay. G-U-L-L-I-B-L-E. G-U-L-L-I-B-L-E. Say it. Because nobody here knows it.
Illegal? Illegal?
Gullible. Gullible. G-U-L-L-I-B-L-E. Gullible. This is a person who believes what you tell them. They always believe you. Yeah? Okay, a person who says, oh, of course. Yeah? It's probably not true. Okay? Somebody who believes easily. Okay. Q-U-A-L-I-F-I-C-A-T-I-O-N. Q-U-A-L-I-F-I-C-A-T-I-O-N.
Qualification.
Qualification, good. Q-U-A-L-I-F-I-C-A-T-I-O-N. Qualification. 14. Y-O-U-N-G-S-T-E-R. Y-O-U-N-G-S-T-E-R.
Youngster.
Youngster. Y-O-U-N-G-S-T-E-R. What's a youngster?
Youngster. Young. The opposite of older. Oldest.
That would be younger. Youngster? A young person. 15, 16. Yeah? A youngster. You and me not. A young, very common word. Yeah? 15. R-E-M-E-D-Y. R-E-M-E-D-Y.
Remedy.
Yeah, remedy. R-E-M-E-D-Y. A solution, a medicine. Resolve a problem with a remedy. 16. W-O-R-T-H-L-E-S-S. Well done, Raquel. W-O-R-T-H-L-E-S-S. Worthless. No value. Yeah? Zero value. 17. S-I-N-N-E-R. S-I-N-N-E-R. Sinner. S-I-N-N-E-R. What is a sin?
I don't know
I-
how to
there's a
explain.
difficult question.
I don't know how to explain. It's an action you do against the good, the God.
Bad actions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bad actions.
So, a sinner, a person who does bad things.
Yeah. Pecador.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, a sinner. Well done. No, it's different. Ooh, how do I define? It depends. 18. Okay. W-I-Z-A-R-D. W-I-Z-A-R-D. W-I-Z-A-R-D.
Wizard?
Pronunciation.
Wizard.
Thank you. W-I-Z-A-R-D. Harry Potter's profession. A wizard. Number 19. Here, yeah. P-A-R-I-S. P-A-R-I-S.
Paris.
Paris, yeah.
Paris.
P-A-R-I-S. Paris. Last one, number 20, then you can change. Here. H-I-G-H-W-A-Y-M-A-N. 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 Highwayman. Give me your money. But 200 years ago, 300 years ago, yeah, is the person who robbed coaches a highwayman. For example, Dick Turpin. For example, Dick Turpin was a highwayman. Change. Yes. Yes. Or the gardener. Yeah. God, the man, and the ants. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? That's the easy bit. There was once a ship that sank with all hands on board. A man who saw what had happened said that the judgment of God was unfair because of just one sinner who had been on board the ship. Many men had died together with him, although they were innocent. While the man was speaking, a swarm of ants started crawling over him. When one of the ants bit the man, he proceeded to trample a considerable number of them underfoot. God then appeared and said, "So now you pass judgment on the ants like a god." It's easy.
The first
Give me some words. Give me
was
some,
in the first.
give me some words. Ship. Right. Judge.
Or sink.
Sink.
Trample.
What does that mean?
Oof.
Okay.
The ants was
Ants.
yes.
It's like, yeah, trample.
Food.
Sort of.
Food. The man is food to
Foot.
us.
Foot. Yeah, not food. Foot.
A bear
Okay, yeah.
with a bear.
Here. Me again. Oh. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. There was a ship and there was a storm. And the ship sank in the storm. A man saw this, and he said that the judgment, not judge, judgment of God was unfair. He thought that God had killed everybody in the boat because there was one sinner. Spelling. There was one sinner, and many innocent people had died. While he was thinking, some ants crawled onto his hand, and he jumped up and started standing on them and trampling them. At this moment, God appeared and said, "Now you pass judgment on the ants, just like a god." You see, I'm going to keep you in reserve for a minute. Let's see these two. Fernando, talk to me.
There was a ship cast in a storm.
Okay.
And the ship is sinking.
Okay.
And a man saw that. And she said, she told about the wood.
Okay, the god.
The god. About the god, it isn't a wood use
Mm-hmm.
because permit there to die old man and
Okay.
after
And after?
he had in his hand ants,
Mm-hmm.
and the ants jump to the man
Okay.
and beat the man, and then the god appear, and
God?
the god appear and say, you could see the wood, the ants.
Okay. Again.
Yes.
There's a ship,
Yes.
and there's a storm, and the ship sinks. Now, a man sees this, and he thinks that God has killed everybody in the ship because there was one sinner. In the ship, and many innocent people had been killed. The man thought that God was unfair, unjust. While he was watching or thinking, some ants crawled onto his hand, and one of them stung him. The man jumped up and started to trample the ants underfoot. Okay, that's 3 or 4 different ones. At this moment, God appeared and said, "Now you are acting like a god to the ants." Talk to me.
There is a ship under the storm.
Okay.
One man is watching the ship with all the people inside, and there is one sinner man.
Okay.
He thought that he saw your hand and he has a lot of sand in his hand, and one stand.
One ant.
One ant is, I don't remember the word.
Bit him.
Beat him, and God appeared and told him, now you are the God of ant, like
A god of the ants. More or less. In a minute we'll get better. So, let's see. Question 1. A ship under a storm. No.
There is a ship under in the middle of the storm.
Yeah. In the middle of, in something. Okay, and your favourite? One man. No.
Amen.
A. It's when you say one, it's because the number is one. One ant, not two, not three. Yeah? A. You ready? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, there was a ship that was sinking. Ship.
Thank
Okay.
you.
There was a ship
Yeah.
that was sinking in a storm,
Good.
and a man saw it and started thinking, how unfair is God's judgment, or the judgment of God? What's better?
The judgment of God.
Okay, how unfair is the judgment of God? Because there was only one sinner in this ship, and many innocent people had died.
Good.
After that, while the man was thinking, a great group of ants, a swarm of ants approached him, and one of them beat him in his hand, in his foot.
In or wrong?
On.
Yeah.
On his foot, and he started to trample all the rest of the ants.
Good.
So then God said to him, now pass judgment with the ants like a God.
Yeah, that's fine. Have I written anything at all? No. No. That was really good. Well done. Ship, sheep. Ship, sheep. It's got to be much drier and faster.
That's why I don't understood the first.
Okay,
Yes, third.
one more thing. When it's short, ship, when your mouth closes on the last syllable, it's much shorter than when your mouth ends open. Bill. It's short, but it's much longer.
Yeah.
Bit. Much shorter. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Or me again. Me again. No, that,
Yes.
yes. Wonderful.
Okay, there
No,
was
you. I think you.
He's better than me.
there was a ship.
No.
There was a ship
Yes.
that sank in a storm, and the man saw it and thought that how unfair was the God's judgment, or the judgment of God, because of one sinner, every people in this ship died. While he was thinking, a swarm of ants appeared, and one of them beat him in the foot, on the foot, and then he started to trample the rest of the ants.
Good.
So God said to him, now pass judgment
Good.
with the ants like a god.
So let's see. Every people.
All the people.
Make it simple.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Everybody. Yeah, that's just a
Yeah,
simple way. One other thing, you said the man saw. You need to introduce him first. A man saw that, and then me.
Okay.
Okay?
But I don't know because you say the man beat him or the
The one ant of the swarm.
And this time, one, yes.
One.
Not two, one. Are you ready to try again, Fernando? Yeah, come on. Yes, there was.
a ship cast into the storm
Okay.
and sinking. The situation was seen.
Was seen. Seen. Alright.
By thank you by a man.
Good.
And the man saw the goat. The goat is an unjust and bad used
Judge.
yes, but just because he didn't say anything.
Anybody.
Personally. And after that, a livestock of
Swarm. A group. Ha. And let flock. Sheep. Goats. Well, swarm.
Livestock?
Livestock, no.
Li-
Livestock. Cows.
Yes.
Horses.
Yes.
A swarm of ants.
Appear,
Mhm.
and one of them beat on his foot,
Okay.
and the man was angry and started to tremble, and the all ants,
All the ants.
and then the would appear.
The
God. The God appear.
all of you. God or good.
God.
It's different.
God, yes. God appeared and said to him, now you what? You what?
Like
Like the good of
The-
the God of the ants.
thank you. Well done. Good God. Good God.
Yes.
Are you ready, Rebecca? Let's see. Talk to me.
there was a ship and a storm, and one day the ship was sinking
Okay.
in the storm. Okay, and one man appeared and
Sorry?
saw appear.
A man.
¿Qué he dicho?
One.
Ah, yes.
That's why I'm looking at him.
A man appeared and saw that, and he thought that God had killed all everybody.
Yes. Thank you.
And the man thought also that was unfair.
Unfair.
Unfair. How do you put?
Unfair. Not just, not reasonable.
Okay.
Yeah?
Unfair. Yes.
Life is unfair.
Okay. And after one ant,
Okay, this time yes. Yes.
beat him, and they start to trample.
And he started.
And he started to
Trample.
Okay. And then the God appeared and said that now you are acting like a god.
Fine.
Yes, I lost.
The only thing you lost is the sinner.
I don't know what happened.
So, the man thinks that the God kills everybody in the
Yes.
boat because there is one sinner.
Okay.
And many innocent people die.
Well,
Okay? You want to try, Noelia?
Okay. There was a ship
Good.
in the store.
Yeah.
She is sinking.
Okay.
A man is looking that,
Okay.
and he think
God.
God is unjust,
Unfair. Unfair. Unjust.
because there is only a sinner in the sea, and he
And the God has killed.
has killing very innocent people.
Good. Okay.
A group of ants appears, and one ant beats in the man,
Okay.
in the foot,
Bites the man in the foot.
bats
On the foot.
on the foot, bats the man on the foot.
Good.
Okay, started the trample,
And the man
and the man started a trample.
to trample.
To trample. Then goods, a good God
Thank you.
appears and say that no, he has
Acted.
acted
Ha.
like
Like
a
a God.
god.
Like a God. That was okay. Let's see. A man is looking
Was
that. I don't have a problem with all was no.
looking for
Ha!
no.
Not for.
Looking to
Looking at. Thank you.
at
Yeah. Okay. Look at. Look for. Okay. Needs an at.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you again.
Okay. There was a ship that was sinking in
Again.
a storm. There was a ship
Yes. Thank you very much.
that was sinking in a storm, and a man saw it and thought how unfair was being God. I forget it.
Because
There was only one sinner in the ship, and he had killed everybody there. And while the man was thinking, a swarm of ants appeared, and one of them beat him on the foot.
Good.
So he started to trample the rest of the ants, and the God appeared and said to him, "Now you are acting." Said to him,
Yeah.
"You are acting like a God. Now you pass judgment with the ants like a God."
Yeah. Fine. Okay. The man said, "How unfair was being the God."
Yes, it sounds awful. The God was being.
Thank you. It's not a question. Yeah, I know it starts with how, but it's not a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Talk to me.
There was a ship in the storm.
Good.
The ship was sinking.
Good.
There was a man watching that, and he thought that why everybody had to die if there is only one sinner man.
Okay.
And he saw a lot of beaten him foot.
His foot. Okay. Again, there were a lot of ants.
Okay, there was a lot of ant. The ant was beating his foot,
Okay.
and he started to trample.
He started.
He started to.
He starts or he started?
He started.
Okay.
Okay. He started to trample, and God appeared and told him, now you are the God of ant.
Okay. That was much better. That was much easier. So let's see. I'm going to do this again. One sinner man.
A sinner.
Yeah. By definition, this is a person. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay? The ants was.
Well,
Thank you. And God appeared. Appeared. You need to do something with your verb. Otherwise it will be yo hablar bien always. Yeah? You need to change it, okay? Well done. Right, that can go at the bottom and let's look at these. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and one for you and one for me. Please would you read one?
There was a ship that sank with all hands on board. A man who saw what had happened said that the judgment of God was unfair, because of just one sinner who was on board the ship, many men had died together with him, even though they were innocent. While the man was speaking, a swarm of ants started crawling over him. When one of the ants beat the man, he proceeded to trample a considerable number of them underfoot. God then appeared and said, "So now you pass judgment on the ants like a God."
Well done. Okay, God, the man, and the ants. There was once a ship that sank with all hands on board. All hands, all crew, all people. This is normally for a boat. Yeah? They say all hands on deck, for example. Okay? A man who saw what had happened said that the judgment of God was unfair, unjust, because of just one sinner who was on board the ship. Many men had died together with him, even though they were innocent. While the man was speaking, a swarm of ants, ants, bees, wasps, flies, beetles, thank you. It's that type, but be careful.
No rebaño.
Yeah.
To all the insects?
It's an insectine word.
Yes.
Yeah? What else is a swarm? Yeah, flying insects. A swarm of bats? No. Okay, a swarm of ants started crawling. A baby doesn't walk. A baby crawls. Okay, crawling over him. When one of the ants bit the man, he proceeded to trample a considerable number of them underfoot. God then appeared and said, "So now you pass judgment on the ants like a god." Yeah? Any questions?
Crawling. Started crawling over him. Started.
Crawling, to crawl, like a baby.
Okay.
Yeah, a baby can't walk, a baby crawls, yeah? Okay? Done, out, next. Right, easy bit now. Why would you sharpen a knife?
To cut better?
Yeah, and now give me an adjective, because the knife is
Unsharp?
blunt.
Okay, and what's the other, because I guessed, the other word?
Blunt and sharp.
Okay, that sharp. Okay.
Yeah? These are opposites. A knife is sharp, it cuts. A knife is blunt, it doesn't cut. Yeah? Okay.
A sword.
A knife.
A knife.
A knife. A blade. Yeah? Okay. Who wears a crown? Crown. Crown. Who wears a crown? Crown. Who wears a crown? Who wears a crown?
Crown.
Yeah.
The flat of the king. Crown.
Again?
The flat.
The flat.
The hat.
Thank you.
Sorry.
A king wears a crown. Thank you. Just a king. Okay. No. Yeah, something easy like this. What? Yeah. What insect drinks blood? No, there's one very specific one.
Araña. Avispa.
No! What insect drinks blood?
Fly.
Excuse me.
Ha!
Mosquito.
Mosquito. Let me write the question.
Todos, ¿no?
Ah, drinks blood.
What
Yeah,
insect
bebe sangre, sí.
drinks blood?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Right, you're so good. Fun time. What's 4 plus 2?
What food?
What is 4 plus 2? What is 4 plus 2?
What mean plus?
Ha. Plus.
Plus.
What is 4 plus 2? Remember?
5.
6.
What is 4 plus 2?
Ah, okay.
Okay? Not plus, plus. Plus. Okay?
I listen and learn.
But this is not maths class, it's English. Yeah? We'll talk to the maths tutor later. Yeah, what does a barber do?
To save.
Yeah, sounds perfect. To shave. A barber cuts hair and shaves, not me. But... Okay. How do you play hide and seek?
How?
Yeah, explain the rules of hide and seek, and don't tell me you've never played, because I don't.
Somebody counts from one number to 0,
Mhm.
and everybody hides,
Yeah.
and then he have to seek them.
Yeah, hide and seek. That's the name of the game, okay? Yeah. What does a chauffeur do? You know, I know. And if you don't get it right today, it will be next time as well. What does a chauffeur do? A chauffeur do? Raquel, a chauffeur.
Chauffeur.
Yeah. What does a chauffeur do?
Sofa.
No, that's a sofa. I mean a chauffeur.
With
Drive.
he
He drives a car. Yeah. Remember for next time, okay? Chauffeur.
Chauffeur.
Chauffeur, yeah, but the problem is me. Yeah. Yeah. If your hand itched, what would you do? If your hand itched, what would you do?
Each.
Yeah. Not each, itched. The itch, no. Yeah, the cartoon, Bart Simpson's favourite cartoon. You wanted a clue? Bart Simpson's favourite cartoon. So, if your hand itched, what would you do? If your hand itched, yeah, scratch. So, Bart's favourite cartoon is Itchy and Scratchy. Rasta Pika.
Yeah.
Yeah? So if your hand itches, you scratch it. Yeah? Okay. 2 in a row, definitely. You ready?
Yeah.
What are you called?
What did you call?
I'm a bastard, I'm sorry. What are you called?
With the news.
Yeah, always. What are you called? What are you called? Thank you. I'm called Alex. What are you called?
Jorge, call.
Yeah. Called. C-A-L-L-E-D. Okay? Right. Yeah, what does a ballerina do?
Excuse me?
What does a ballerina do?
Dancing.
Dancing. Yeah, she dances. He dances. What would you do with a needle and thread?
Yes.
A needle and thread.
I know that it is start by S.
Yeah, because I heard someone sing as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the word. Share.
Sweet.
No.
Es una S. Coser, ¿no?
S-E-W.
Shoe.
No.
Shoe.
Pronunciation.
Shoe.
Pronunciation.
Su.
Sí.
So.
So?
So, you know the spelling thing I do. So. So. It's this one we're looking at. Yeah? Okay. A needle and the thread.
Yes.
Yeah. Touch your elbow. That's the shoulder. The elbow.
Elbow.
Yeah. That's the shoulder. Where's the elbow?
Okay.
That's the wrist, and that's the
No.
shoulder. Wait a second. That's the wrist. That's the shoulder. What's between? The elbow. Thank you. E-L-B-O-W. Name something that takes off and lands. Name something that takes off and lands.
Take off
And land. Mm-hmm. Name something that takes off and lands. Something that takes off and lands. And lands.
Planes.
A plane, an aeroplane. It takes off
land.
and it lands. A fly, a bird,
Land.
a helicopter. Ah.
Esas todas, ¿no?
More or less. I have one or two special ones here to screw him up, but apart from that, no, not really. Okay, something easy for you now. Yeah, definitely. Yes, good. So easy. Name a card game. Name a card game.
Card game.
A card game.
Right?
Sorry?
Card game.
A card game. A card game.
Card game.
A card game.
Sí, es lo que está pensando.
I know what he's thinking. He's trying to say rally, and it's not card. 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 Name a card game.
Card game.
Yes, you do know.
I think that I never play a card game. It's possible. No.
No, it's not possible. Name a card game, Fernando. Poker. Moose. Card. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, last one, and then we'll take a break. Yeah, name something made of flour.
Bread.
Bread. Fine.
¿Cómo se llama?
Done. Break.
Pan. panadero y no.